Hello, good morning students. And as we have finished the chapter last time, it is better to revise the whole chapter once again because this is the chapter that's going to be in your pre-midterm exam. So one video is dedicated to all the topics that we have covered in the entire chapter, one by one. So it is easier for you to remember those chapters and watch those videos once again in sequence so that everything that we have learned is revisited once again for you and it is easier for you to understand. So we will start with the very beginning of the chapter, the motion, and the definition itself. The motion, the first topic that we studied was motion, okay? So an object changes its position from one point to another point with respect to a reference point is called motion. So if the object changes its position, then with respect to time, then it is known as motion of that object. Simple definition. The other thing that we studied and which is a new concept is scalar and vector quantities. Now some physical quantities around us requires only a number to define and others require a specific direction as well along with the number, of course. This number is called magnitude, which we have already studied in class 8. Okay, so scalar quantities is a physical quantity which requires only a magnitude to make its presence or to define it. On the other hand, vector quantity requires magnitude as well as direction to give its definition or to describe the physical quantity. Few examples that we have got from scalar and vector are the next point, that is distance and displacement. So distance is when an object changes its position from one point to the other point. The entire path, the length of the entire path is called distance covered. And displacement is not just that, it is the how much path covered in a straight line. So the shortest distance that we can get from one point to other point is how we draw a straight line. That gives us the displacement. Okay. The next one is speed and velocity. So speed we have already studied in previous classes and we are studying from standard 7th. Speed is simple distance covered by the object in a certain amount of time. Now velocity is similar, but it describes a direction as well. So we can say that a speed with a specific direction is called velocity. In speed we had distance upon time, in velocity we have displacement upon time. I hope you get it, and we have already discussed all the points, so I am not going to go in the details. This is just the revision of the chapter, okay? You can go back and I have described each and every point in detail in all the videos from the beginning. Acceleration. So when the velocity changes with respect to time, obviously if the object is starting from one point, it is having no velocity. And when it increases, it starts moving, its velocity also increases. Such a physical quantity is known as acceleration, when its velocity changes, of course with respect to time, okay, because when we are describing motion, any kind of motion, it is always with respect to time, okay. So when the velocity of an object changes with respect to time, it is called acceleration. Now we also studied its other counterparts, that is uniform acceleration and non-uniform acceleration. So if the velocity is increasing uniformly, then it is called uniform acceleration. That means the velocity is increasing with equal intervals. Suppose now it is 2, then 4, then 6, then 8, then 10. That means it is increasing in the intervals of 2. Then it is called uniform acceleration. But if the velocity is increasing 2, then 4, then 10, then it is not in equal intervals. Then such acceleration is called non-uniform acceleration. The next one is retardation or deceleration. It is the exact opposite of acceleration. So if the vehicle is moving and you have a hurdle in between, or a person is crossing a road, then you apply the brakes. So the velocity decreases. Then if the velocity decreases, then it is called deceleration or retardation. It is the exact opposite of acceleration. So when the velocity is increasing, it is acceleration, but the velocity is decreasing, it It is deceleration or retardation. They both are the same thing. It's just the different names. So don't get confused. Retardation is deceleration, and obviously when we had acceleration, uniform and non-uniform acceleration, in the same way we have uniform and non-uniform retardation or deceleration. Okay, so if the velocity is decreasing uniformly, that means in equal intervals, then it is called retardation, and if the velocity is decreasing non-uniformly, that means unequal intervals, then it is called deceleration. I hope it is clear to you, students. The next point is distance time graph. Let's study the different graphs. Describing motion with respect to distance. Okay, so distance time graph, if it is a uniform motion, it is a straight line, diagonal line. If it is in rest, then it is a straight line parallel to x-axis. That means its distance is not changing. So these two things we studied in distance time graph. If it is a curve, then it is an acceleration. Okay, and if it is a curve this way, then it is deceleration. Simple as that. You can go through all the graphs in details that I have taught in the previous videos. Okay. In distance time graph, we can find the velocity. We can find velocity by taking any 2 points on the graph if the object is in uniform motion. So if the object is in uniform motion, we can take any 2 points and find the velocity. Okay. And in velocity time graph, that is the other graph, velocity and time are given, so we can find the distance covered or displacement covered in that portion, or the distance covered in that portion using velocity time graph by finding the area. So in velocity time graph, if it is a straight diagonal line, then it is not uniform motion, it is uniform acceleration because the velocity is increasing. In uniform motion, the velocity remains constant. So in the velocity time graph, if it is a straight line parallel to x-axis, then it is uniform motion. Okay? And in velocity time graph, by finding the area of the enclosed figure between any 2 points, then you can find the distance or displacement covered within those 2 points, finding the simple area. Okay? The next is velocity time equation. Now this we recently studied by the graph and the derivation, velocity time relation. This is called the first equation of motion. First equation of motion. Velocity time equation, which is v is equal to u plus at, where v is final velocity, u is initial velocity, a is acceleration, and t is the time taken. This is the first equation of motion, and it is called velocity time equation or velocity time relation. This equation gives a relation between velocity and time. It is called first equation of motion. Okay, we did all the derivation for it in the previous video, you can check it. Displacement time equation. This is the second equation of motion. Okay, second equation of motion. It is called S is equal to ut plus half at square. This is displacement and time relation. This is displacement and time relation. S is displacement, u is initial velocity, t is time taken, a is acceleration, and t once again time. Don't forget this square part, this power, okay? Displacement and velocity equation. Third equation of motion. Third equation of motion. Remember one thing, students. In motion chapter, we are dealing with three physical quantities, that is the main, velocity, displacement and time. Three things that we are studying one again and again in this chapter. So once velocity and time is done, displacement and time is done, then we have described these two physical quantities with time. So these two physical quantities are the only two left. So the third equation is about velocity and displacement. So displacement velocity equation. This is given as 2as is equal to v square minus u square. It can also be described as v square minus u square equals 2as. Displacement velocity or velocity displacement, it doesn't matter. you can write v square minus u square equals to 2as, or 2as is equal to v square minus u square, where a is acceleration, s is displacement, and v square minus u square, where v is final velocity and u is initial velocity of this equation. Now these three equations are really important because in the future chapters, that is laws of motion, and the next chapter, that is gravitation, then once again after that we have force and laws of motion, yes, that is done, gravitation, and the other chapter, that is sound. In all these chapters you will be learning these equations again and again, so don't forget them. We are going to use these equations for the different numerical purposes. So these three are very important. Learn them by heart as soon as possible. Okay? And the next one is, and the last topic of the chapter that we studied yesterday was uniform circular motion. So this is regarding the object in a circular motion. So obviously if the object is in circular motion, that means it is not having a particular direction. So the object is moving with speed and not velocity. Velocity has a specific direction. If the object is in circular path, he is changing, or it is changing its path continuously at every single point. That means it is not having a specific direction, and hence the object in circular motion is moving with uniform speed. So if the object moves in uniform speed, then it is moving in uniform circular motion on a circular path. And you can find the velocity of such object, or speed of such object, by finding the perimeter or the circumference of the circle with respect to time. So how much time it takes to cover that perimeter of the circle? That is the distance 2 pi r in time taken t. So you can find the uniform speed of that object. I hope it is clear to you, students. We have covered all the topics, all the important topics. Okay, go through all the videos once again for the detailed purpose. This video was just to remind you all the topics that we have covered, and I have not written the subtopics. For example, distance and displacement, we talked about negative displacement, positive displacement, zero displacement. In speed and velocity, we had average speed and average velocity. All those topics have been covered in previous videos. Acceleration, uniform, non-uniform acceleration, retardation. Okay, and don't get confused in the units and the symbols of this. Scalar and vector quantities, distance and displacement. Distance is given as d and displacement is given as s. In the same way, speed is given in s and velocity is given in v. Okay, in both these cases, the unit is meters per second. This is also meters per second. In these two cases, it is meters and meters, or kilometers and kilometers. Okay, don't get confused. In acceleration, the symbol is a, very simple, but the unit is meters per second square. Okay, in this retardation, it is also acceleration, but because the velocity is increasing, it is always going to be negative. It is going to have negative sign because velocity is decreasing. And finding the acceleration, we know the formula a is equal to v minus u upon t. When you apply this formula, you will get the answer in minus, that is negative sign, because the velocity is decreasing, so acceleration is negative. But once again, its unit is same, meters per second square. Okay? Distance time graphs, don't forget the different graphs that we have studied. Okay, you can find the velocity and so on. I hope it is clear to you, students. Once again, if you have any questions, you can ask in the comment section and I will be happy to reply. Thank you and have a nice day.